Every South African must press towards something. I come here with a cry. Every South African must press towards something. Every South African must press towards something. I'm going to say this just in a few minutes. There are 5 laws that govern business. And every young people, their aspiration must be business. There are 5 laws that govern business. 5 laws. If you understand these 5 things that I'm going to give you, you are already in business, and there's a possibility you are going to work yourself into becoming a millionaire. Hallelujah. Number 1, what drives you into business are people's needs, people's wants, or people's problems. There are 3 things that drive you to business: needs, wants, problems. The reason why you should enter into a business where you answer the need of somebody is because that need will always be available. The reason why you should enter into business to bring something that will bring somebody a pleasurable experience, we call it wants, is because everybody is driven by appetites. It means they will always be available. Number 3, the reason why you should enter into business where you solve problems is because even when this generation grows out of the problems, the generation that is to come, it will still be bound by those problems. So there are three things that drive you into business. Now, you can be educated all you want. Study business administration, study everything possible that you want. If you don't understand these 3 things, you are out in poverty. You will be holding a degree, a diploma, you'll be qualified for something, but there's also another thing, you'll be qualified for poverty. Now, once you understand law number 1, law number 2 is important. Law number 2 is understanding that business is driven by this concept. It's either from the need or the want or the problem. It's either you are going to do this based on your skill. It's either you are going to create a solution or buy a solution. It's either you are going to create a solution or buy a solution, or you are going to be the solution. There are 3 dimensions: create the solution, buy the solution, or be the solution. In other words, I'm also saying create the satisfaction to the want, or buy the satisfaction to the want, or be the satisfaction to the want. Create the satisfaction to the need, become the satisfaction to the need, or otherwise buying the satisfaction to the need. So there are already 2 laws. Once you understand law number 1, and you mix it with law number 2, there's a possibility that in the market that God has presented in front of you, you are going to outwork your peers. Law number 3. Law number 3. Law number 3, business is based on this. I'm going to give you 3 things. Number 1, it's based on speed, time, distance. Speed, time, and distance. Speed, time, and distance. Speed, time, and distance. In other words, I must try to provide what the people who have problem or want or need have. I must try to do it faster, which means it's speed. Time, it means it must always be available at the time when the person needs it, when the person wants it, or when the person wants when the person is in the problem, it must be available. And then number 3, distance. Distance is very important. In other words, am I willing to go the distance, but you are trying to bring the product from a long distance to a closer distance, which means you don't need to think hard anymore. You don't need to think about, I'm going to become an engineer, an actuarial scientist, and all of those things. You can take an existing business anywhere from the world and just bring it a distance closer. A distance closer. So once you master these 3 laws, you're already in business and you're already overcoming your peers. Are you with me? Right. Law number 4. And this is going to be based on you most of the time. Law number 4, there must be rigid business principles. I'm going to give you 3 of them. They must never be broken. Number 1 is you must build a routine. The moment you break the routine, you've created a gap within the reliability to your market. In other words, you must build a routine. If you say I'm going to wake up 7 o'clock, it must be wake up 7 o'clock. I'm going to work up until 2, it must be work up until 2. You must build a routine. The second one is consistency. Consistency. In other words, once you build a routine, you don't only do it Mondays and Tuesdays. you try to do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If it is based on 5 days, you do so. If it is based on 7 days, you do so. Hallelujah. Now, once these principles, and these are very practical principles, this is not what is being taught in business administration. Why? In business administration, you are going to learn how to type a form. You are not going to learn how to practically build business. Law number 5, or within law number 4, one last thing that is left. I said is what? Number 1, you build a routine. Number 2, it's consistency. Number 3, you develop a mindset and a heart set to never compromise on principles. Mindset, heart set, not to compromise on principles. In other words, if the principle is for any other reason, for example, you go to ShopRite now, there is a principle that is built on ShopRite. You meet the manager and say, manager, I am here to borrow. There is a principle of no borrowing. It's a principle. They cannot violate that law because the business stands on it. Alright, law number 5. If you understand law number 5, you are in it for dominion. If you understand law number 5, you are in it for dominion. Law number 5 is based on this. Is find answers as to why are you not reaching a greater market. Find answers as to why am I not reaching the greater market. In other words, if I'm only having about 50 people that are coming to buy my solution or to satisfy their need or find pleasure of their want from the place where I operate, why am I not breaking that number? Do you understand? Once you find answer as to why people are not buying, why people are not purchasing, why your idea is not, sometimes the problem will not be the idea, the problem will be marketing. So once you find the problem and you solve it effectively, then you are able to expand in terms of your markets. Sometimes the problem is not marketing. The problem can be in terms of your area of operation, the way you are doing things. You've not given customer education. So it's important and therefore to do a little bit of customer education. Alright. Law number 2 within law number 5, or principle 2 within law number 5. Everything must be tried, tested, investigated practically, not theoretically. When you do market research, you don't go to an existing business and you ask. When you do market research, you actually buy the product and you enter into the business to see if you'll fail. In other words, if I'm going to sell bottles of water, I'm going to buy 5. The speed at which the water is being bought, it dictates whether the area is in need of water or not. Are you with me? That is market research. If people are buying 1 bottle of water in 1 week, it means the people don't want to buy water. And it's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. But if it takes 1 hour after introducing this market that the bottle of water is being bought out, then that tells you you're already in the market, there is a need that you're satisfying. Huh? So within 5, there are already 2 things that we did. Number 1, we did what? Find answers as to why things are not happening for you. Why are things not happening for you? Sometimes people are complaining about the way you are selling things, not because of the way that you are selling things. Because when they match the amount of money with the quality of what you are sending them, that will not be crazy. Now, if we will take now Elon Musk, which is the richest person on the planet so far, when I just read the articles this morning, he just reached 3 trillion today, the money. From 240 billion into 3 trillion. Now, when I was reading something on him, he says, if he will go into a shop and buy a handkerchief, he does not mind buying it for 10 rand or $10, $100. That's the figure that he used. $1,000. But if it begins to go to 1 million, even if he might be a trillionaire, he's not determined to spend what? 1 million. You know why is he saying he's not determined? Because he's saying the quality of what is being sold to me, that's not capacity to expense. Alright, one last law within number 5 is everything that you are going to anticipate, you must understand the law of separation. The law of separation is you separate business from personal and you keep on reinvesting into the business. You understand also the law of separating your dream and reality. Although you are working towards the dream, but reality is more important than your dream. When you understand these 5 laws of business, you are in it, and every South African must begin to operate. I'm determined, I'm convinced that any South African that is not going to think in this wise, in this dimension, is going to be a slave of any other national, immigration that might come into our country. And this is not a xenophobic statement, this is a statement of observation. Because we are observing what is happening within the patterns of our people, we realize that they are beginning to stray back. Hallelujah. Every individual seated here must enter. There is a market that is available. There is a market that is available. How do you know that it is not available if you've never tested it? You've heard about it. You've heard about the struggles of other people. It's possible that you tell me about the things you are struggling with, and for the rest of my life I never face them.